Hey, Eric, you're muted. Your microphone's muted. You have to click on the little microphone in the lower.
Can you hear me now?
Yep, I got you.
Okay, great. How you doing this afternoon or evening or early evening?
Pretty good. I had students up until 5:30.
Oh, that's nice. I was thinking about you on Sunday. I was reading an article in the Wall Street Journal about the review section that had something about Cremona, Italy there, the museum there with all the violins in it.
Oh, where?
Cremona.
Oh, in Cremona?
Yeah.
Oh.
It was really interesting. They have 2 floors of all these antique violins there that are priceless, you know.
Cool. There should be people playing them, though.
Barbara, get Kate's email.
Excuse
Did
me?
Barbara get Kate's email?
Oh, did you get Kate's email?
With a picture of the yeah, I think. What does it say?
It's about, this one's from Bauman.
That's from Bauman?
Bauman or
Oh,
something?
Mr. Bauman there. That is
Is that Little Aladdin?
She sent this thing.
Little Aladdin. Okay.
No, it's this one.
Okay, I got it.
It's this one. That's not Little Aladdin. Show her.
Okay.
That just came late this
Oh, it's
afternoon.
Michelle Bauman there.
I didn't get it.
No, we already have it. It's just that
Yeah,
I
I
wrote
know.
to her.
I know we do.
Okay, all right. It just, I don't know why it came over.
I wrote to her because I said I can't read this.
Okay.
And
Well, I can
she
just about make it
resent
out.
And if you look at it on the computer, you can make out some words on it. I printed out the
Let me see what it is. It says, I am attempting to start a business. Registered with the state, but did not actually do any business. No assets, supplies for purchase. 1 month assessment. SB / whatever.
Yeah.
Zero.
All right. 0. Yeah, nothing.
Okay.
All right. I guess we have a few of the similar items from this coming session there as we had on Saturday. So.
That's what it appears. I'm seeing property.
Oh, I don't know what to tell you.
We'll find out. Okay, it looks like our first one though is
With the apartments.
apartment buildings.
Yep.
And this is not over $1 million. This is under $1 million, right? So
Yeah, these are, what do you call it? They're Millbrook Apartments down on Spring Hill Road. Spring Hill, wherever is it? Yeah. Millbrook
it
Apartments.
looks like we got the same sheet 4 times, but is it different? Do you see any differences in any of these?
In what respect?
Well, we got this thing, and then behind it, there's all the property cards.
Oh, yeah. This is, what do you call
it? It looks like they're the same ones. Are there any differences in them?
Well, the thing is, the ones on Spring Hill there, they're a little bit different. They're a little larger there. That's Millbrook Apartments. They're right before you get to the middle school. There's 3 buildings.
Yeah, but I mean, is there any difference between these sheets of paper? There's 5 sheets of property cards, and they all.
Yeah, I know. Well,
Let's see.
I can't believe he built from that.
I don't see any differences, Barbara.
Well, I mean, they're just what they are.
But I mean, they're all exactly the
It's
same.
it's a duplicate.
Are they duplicates or are they different?
I think they're duplicates.
Well, they're different properties. They're like, for instance, I'm looking at one at Oakwood there off of North Eagle Road there, and then let's see, this one is what do you call it? They're Oakwood. Yeah, these are Oakwoods.
Where are you seeing the address?
Right in the box where it says notes there. I mean, I know where the plates
okay,
are.
all right.
Here's Oakwood. Here's another Oakwood. Because there's 6 buildings over at Oakwood. There's 8 buildings, I guess. Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah, Barbara, at the top, the very top, under map ID, it says building number. Do you see that?
Oh, okay,
Number
but
two.
it's the same.
This is the one
So
at
if-
Spring.
Oh, I see. I got it. Building
So-
1, 2. Okay. Yep.
Right.
3. Okay. 4.
Because
So they're very-
all those buildings there, they're identical. They're the one over on Spring Hill. Those are what do you call the Millbrook apartments.
Okay. So,
And you have building number 3. They're all 2-bedroom, upstairs, downstairs type of apartments there.
okay, it looks like he just wrote valuation too high, but I don't see any supporting. I guess we'll talk to him about that. And then it looks like it's the same guy for this next one. And this is
That's Oakwood. Yep. Those are over off the South Eagleville Road, set back from the road.
Yeah,
Okay.
one is Spring Hill Road and one South Eagleville.
South Eagleville Road, yeah. I guess there's 8 buildings or 6 or 8 buildings. I don't remember. I haven't been there for so many years.
Okay.
Building number 3, 4. So I always thought there's 6, 5. Yeah, 5 buildings, I guess.
Like, yeah, 5 on South Eagleville.
That's Oakwood there. They're set back from the road, like I
And
said
the-
before.
And
I don't know
3
if you
up.
know.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're familiar with any of the properties.
Mm-mm.
I've worked on every single one of them 41 years ago.
Oakwood, Millwood, Clubhouse, Maplewood Apartments.
Mark Sanderson used to own them.
We have we have the owner of Little Aladdin on the call now, though.
Oh,
Any
okay.
chance- Is there any chance we can go out of order and have him go first?
Yeah, is he ready
'Cause-
to go?
Because
Yep.
Connecticut Liberty Group isn't actually scheduled for 10 more minutes, so maybe we could do Little
Yeah.
Aladdin first.
Absolutely.
If he's there and available to get on. Looks like he's not muted, but his screen's not on, so maybe he stepped away.
He might have just. He knows he's at 6:30, so maybe he's just
Yeah.
opened it up and he's coming back. Are you there, Mr. How do you say it?
Mr. Aga?
Aga?
Are you
Okay.
there?
I don't think he's there.
I don't think so. I think he started it.
Okay.
Wishful thinking that we could have
Gotten one done early.
gotten one
yeah.
done. Yeah.
All right. So I guess we have to wait for Michael Reiner. I guess these are the things that the people fill out, but their handwriting's not always really good, and they don't always put these things in the right place.
Mm-hmm.
So that when I go to fill out the letter that I have to send out, I don't know. Like, I don't know what PP name UID means, or SMV list number.
Where is that, Barbara?
Well, it's here, and then you'll find it also when you turn the page, I think. Oh, no, it's on the letter that I have to send out to everybody.
Agent needs signed others. I think SMV might be supplemental motor vehicle. Personal property name.
What are you looking at?
The top page.
Oh, Reiner's?
These 2 lines right
I
here.
don't know what any of those. RE location's probably the
Real
address.
real estate location. PP name is probably personal property name. I don't know what UID. And SMV is supplemental motor vehicle, maybe?
I don't know. I don't think that people know what it means either because they didn't fill them out.
Well, I don't, if that SMV has to do with motor vehicles, then they wouldn't fill it out.
Right.
Or maybe it doesn't apply to all of them.
Okay.
So I know he'll come on and explain, hopefully, but, for this first one, the one on the Spring Hill Road property,
Yeah, what about it?
he has the assessor's appraised value 814,700. Would that be for all the properties, Eric?
Probably.
I'm trying to find where it is. Oh, there it is. I see it.
Yeah, it's right on the bottom. It says the appraised value, and then he gets slash 572,200.
Well, where is it on the property card?
Right here next to Vision. Hold on. Right here.
Oh, I got it. I got it. Yeah.
That's a big difference. 814 down to 350.
Yeah. And the other one's down to 200, that 539. So,
Yeah. Curious why it would be that big of a difference. Building apartment.
Well, right now, currently the building's 46 years old.
it went up quite a bit because last year it was, I mean, I'm looking at the first one on Spring Hill Road. Last year it was 515.9 and this year it's 570. So it went up $50,000.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any work done recently? I don't see it.
Looks like that's the case with all of them. So maybe he's objecting to that increase.
Mm-hmm.
Eric, so how do these things work? Do they tend to increase like that?
In what respect?
Is that
Well, the thing is, it all depends on the properties. I mean, the thing is, we've seen that increase up there at the condominiums there in back of Price Chopper like that. Like I said, these properties are older properties. They're income producing. They seem to be okay, well maintained there for the most part, but there's a bit of a substantial decrease there that I can see that they're looking for. I don't know where they're coming up. I mean, with 12 apartments that they have there at 350.
Yeah.
Well, we'll just have to see if he shows up. I'm going to go turn that light off on the piano. There we go. It's kind of glary. So when I'm teaching online, sometimes the students have this bright light, and all you can see is their little faces and then this blinding light. And it's like, I don't know what fingering or what they're doing with the violin at all.
They're blinded by the light. Blinded by the light. Remember that song?
I do. I wonder, I'm still looking at the property card. I'm wondering if so when you look at the appraisal, there's commercial apartment and commercial, I don't know what EXC means, but I think it's just the apartment amount itself that jumped up. If you look at, do you see that? So in the current assessment up at the top, it has 402,200.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like maybe commercial apartment, and then 168,000 for commercial EXC, whatever that means. But if you look down, just down to the right of that, to the 2018 year,
Mm-hmm.
the commercial apartment code 2-3, that's the only thing that changed. That exterior, whatever EXC means, didn't
Mm-hmm.
change. So I'm wondering if that number went up. I don't know how it works, but I mean, apartment property has gone up in value because students need places to live. So whether or not the building is good, if
B rated. We have a B rating on it, so it's good. It's good. It's good. Good, halfway decent rating.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, as UConn student accessibility to housing goes down, then the property values of the apartments that are being used for potentially students are going up strictly because of supply and demand. So I wonder if that plays a role.
This past year, that wouldn't have been the case, right? Most of the students weren't even on campus, right?
Well, this might have been this effect might have happened before COVID, because remember, we've got like delays. So,
Right.
and housing for students, it's been harder and harder for students to get housing, which means the value of each particular apartment rent has probably gone up because the demand is high and the number of apartments is not sufficient for all the students. So therefore, people can charge more for rent. So then,
Well, across the board, rental properties have increased as far as the price of rentals.
so I'm
This
just
has been
saying
the
that,
status quo.
yeah, I'm just thinking that could be straight up.
Well,
that could be the
there's an
reason.
effect that you do have in the fact that it's by UConn. I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean that all the renters are UConn students there too.
No, I
mind you.
know. Right. Professors, whatever, or just right.
I mean,
just by being-
whoever. I mean, it could be anybody, a construction worker, it could be a school teacher, anybody across the board.
You pay a premium to be close to a college campus. That's just, it's a high
Well,
demand.
In general, right now, you do pay a premium on rentals because the thing is, one, sure, there's been a few more built in the area, but at the same time, is it keeping up with demand there?
Yeah.
Depending what you're looking for a rental property. I mean, it depends on the individuals too, what they're willing to pay. I mean, you have the luxury apartments there. I mean, typically there, they fetch a lot more money there. I mean, like a lot of times there, if you go out to Vernon, like a luxury apartment, you're looking at about $2,000 a month. I don't know what they're paying out here, but
I just know that the prices keep going up because
they do. It's true. There's no doubt about that.
So the town is going to increase taxes on property where they feel like, if they're rentals and rent is going up because of demand.
So it's also a good location. It's so good location.
So that's part of the reason why taxes are going up for commercial rental properties, because the demand is there. And if they think that rent is going up, landlords are getting more money.
No, periods.
Taxes should be higher.
There's Mike Reiner.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Mike Reiner.
He's muted still.
Mike, are you there? He's not muted, but I don't see him. Mr. Reiner, we're ready for you whenever you're ready. We can't hear you. Now he's gone. Maybe he could hear us, but we couldn't hear him, so he's trying to log back in.
Yeah. It would be nice if we had a tech person here to help out, don't you think?
Yeah.
Wishful thinking.
Yeah. I did what I could.
You did a fantastic job reaching out. Seriously.
Didn't really help.
It's done quite a bit.
Well, he must have had some technological problem because he did try to show up here, it looks like.
If he gets back on and he just can't hear us, he could always call in.
Yeah.
Because you can call in without trying to do the video.
Nope, there's Mike Reiner.
Try again.
Oh, now he's
Yeah,
connecting.
hello.
Hello.
All right. Sorry about
Hi.
that. I guess
Oh.
it was me, not you. All of a sudden, when I connected in, everyone froze.
Oh, well,
Oh, Zoom does that. That happens
Yeah.
to me a lot on Zoom. Yep.
Yeah, I think it was me though, because you all probably were still talking and I wasn't.
That's okay. It's nobody's fault. I'm Barbara Vaughn.
I'm Eric Holenko.
I'm Shannon Sion.
Okay, next step there, Mike. We have to swear you in.
Okay.
You solemnly and firmly, are you going to tell the truth, nothing but the whole truth, so help you God upon penalty of perjury?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so we've gotten your property cards here, and we have your sheet that you sent in, and it just says valuation too high. So you're going to have to tell us.
Yeah. So these are unfortunately now that we've done the hard part, which is swearing me in. The easy part is there's 3 properties that is the real property. These are the 2 ancillary lots to an apartment complex. So it doesn't, and those properties were over $1 million, so they weren't heard. But it doesn't make sense to talk about these 2 without those 3.
What are you talking about, Maplewood or Knollwood?
Both.
All of them? Because right
Yeah.
now we just have Millbrook and Oakwood in front of us as far as paperwork is concerned.
Right. The others were denied. So what I'm saying is I can't talk about it. They should have just denied all of them and told us to go to the Superior Court for all
Oh, you're freezing up.
because I can't talk about.
Mike,
Is it
you were
freezing up
freezing
still?
in and out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's
you're
impossible to
saying.
talk. It's impossible to talk about these 2 parcels without the other 3 because they're all combined. And so we were denied on the 3. I don't know what I could tell you about these 2 without talking about the whole complex. So
Is your plan to appeal the other one then to court?
yes, the other 3 that were denied
Yep.
because they weren't heard because they're over $1 million.
I gotcha.
So to hear these 2, it's out of context and it doesn't make
Yep.
sense.
Can you fairly easily work these into the other case?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to say deny me, but it's the only, but I can't tell you anything about these 2 without the other 3, and the other 3 are not before you.
I hear you. I mean, I understand what you're saying about not wanting.
Now you're talking about Clubhouse, Knollwood, and Maplewood.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
So probably though, the logical thing is for us to say our decision is that we're not making
Correct.
any adjustment, and we
Correct.
can put in our notes that you are already appealing the other ones to Superior Court. So
Correct.
you're going to just deal with these at the same time. That
Exactly.
totally makes sense. And I think
Exactly.
the proper thing for us to do as a board is to just say we're deciding on no change because that is your
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
thing to do.
yeah, I agree.
So-
I agree.
So this was a formality, but you're
Correct.
right. There's not much to do.
Correct.
So, well, that was easy for us. So.
Yes. As I said, I think we did the heavy lifting by getting me on the phone call to be able to use the Zoom.
There you go. Okay, well,
Why didn't
Okay.
they put these? Can I just ask why they didn't put these 2 in, bundle them in with your other ones?
Because by statute you are supposed to deny those over $1 million and not the others. I would guess that's why they decided a strict literal reading of the statute and not just to deny all 5.
yeah, they're different addresses, Barbara, different complexes.
But if he's going to take them all in,
Right.
Because you have to have presumably, I think they're reading it that the statute doesn't allow you to deny these as ancillary parcels because they're under $1 million.
Right. So
Yeah,
the only way for him to take them to court, Barbara, is for us to officially deny his appeal.
Correct.
And then he can take it further. So that's what we have to do.
okay.
Correct.
So no change in value.
Yes.
Yeah,
That
and I
is-
would I would just put a note, Barbara, that he will be appealing with other properties that he owns.
That's what I.
Okay. Are we putting that in, excuse me, are we putting that in motion form?
Yeah, well,
Yes.
we usually do the
Yes.
decisions later, but we could do it now.
Let's just do it now. Who's
Yep.
making the motion?
I just made the motion that we deny the applications.
The
Okay.
appeals, yep. I
And-
second.
All right.
Well, you'll get our official letter.
Yes,
that you
I
heard
understand.
our official decision.
Okay.
So
Thank
good
you very
luck in
much.
court.
Have a good evening.
Have a good evening. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So we still have a motion on the floor right now, right?
I seconded it, and
Yeah.
then, yeah.
All
have
in
to vote on-
favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
Okay, that was easy.
Yeah. I'm
Well,
glad I didn't
whatever.
have to wrestle with those numbers. Good.
Mhm.
Well, the thing is, there wasn't much information for us there.
No.
Yeah,
But
there
that's
was-
why. That's
That's
why he
why.
didn't give us, go through the process of getting us more information, because he knew he was gonna take it further anyway. Let the
Mhm.
lawyers deal with it,
Yep.
so. Okay, Mr. Aga? Mohammed, are you there?
You're muted, so if you're there and talking, we can't hear you. You have to unmute your mic. Can you do it for him, Shannon, since you're the host? Or
I don't know if I can. Let me see. Zoom. You know, I don't know that I can. Where's
probably the
Zoom?
person on Mansfield live stream is the one that can do it.
Yeah, I started that, but there's nobody actually at that spot.
I know.
There's nobody sitting there.
There should be
And-
somebody there.
You
I
heard
think
me now?
all.
Yes,
Oh, we
yes,
can hear
we can
you.
hear you. Yes.
There we
Yes.
go.
How you doing?
Good evening.
Good. How are you?
We're
Very
going to
good.
introduce ourselves. I'm Barbara Vaughn.
I'm Eric Kolenko.
And I'm Shannon Sion.
Okay, the next thing, Mohammed, we have to do is swear you in. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God, or penalty of perjury?
Yes, I do, sir.
Thank you.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. So I believe we're looking at personal property, business property declaration.
Yes.
And
I see that you filled out the appeal, but I don't see what you're actually appealing. Is there?
What do you mean, ma'am?
So normally, like if you disputed the amount, the value, you'd put what you think it is up here. Can you see my screen?
One second. Yep.
Okay. Do you see, like most people, when they're filing their appeal, in this line, they would put what they think it should be, what a more accurate value is. And then they'd use this space to put some reasoning behind it. So we don't have anything to go on here.
What I did is I just put all the equipment I have, and I make the depreciation from the equipment and how much the equipment worth now.
is
I'm
this,
sorry, I didn't know I have tried this.
that's it. No, that's okay. Is this what you're
Okay.
talking about?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so let me just look at it real quick. Your purchase cost.
Hey, folks,
Yes.
yeah, I think we have a similar type of situation as we had the other day, where he has on his property card, he has assessor's final assessment total of 17,540, and he is being charged for net assessment of $97,780. Okay. So there look like there's some discrepancy there.
Yeah, like $74,000 worth of
Exactly.
miscellaneous taxable property. Do you, can you tell me how to pronounce your last name, Mohammed?
Again.
Aga. Do you have any idea what the $74,543 miscellaneous taxable property might be? That you're being taxed on your property card?
The problem is for me, since I opened the store, my account should fill this paperwork for you guys every year, but I
Yep.
guess he didn't. And I notice every year you increase the value for the property rather than you reduce it, because we use the equipment. So the prices for the equipment is go down, not going up. This year, I feel like the prices was very high for me. So that's why when I called the lady, she said you have to fill the form and make the meeting to see how it goes. So that's what I did. I never had this situation before, but from my perspective as a business owner for a while, when you open up the place, the value for the equipment go down every year.
Mhm.
Yeah, it should be a depreciation, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
But
Well,
but
this-
you're saying that you have not been filing this every year, right?
No, for me, I didn't, because my account should did it, but he didn't. He should did this for me, doing this for me, but he didn't. That's why
Yeah.
I didn't know.
So that's why it jumps up, because once you don't file, then you get a penalty, and then the assessment goes up. Every year that you don't file, that goes up, and you get a fee, a penalty for not
Yeah.
filing. So, and there's nothing we can do about the penalty. The penalty is 25% because of not filing. It's 25% of your assessment. So, unfortunately, that's not something that we can do anything about as a board. But as far as the actual value of the items, yeah, I don't know why that 74,000 has
Okay,
gone
folks.
up.
Last page here gives all the depreciation and everything that we need to know. I think we'll be able to act on that. Okay, the very last page, it says personal property declaration for Little Lad, and it gives the asset description, year purchase, costs, accumulated depreciation, and carrying value. Okay? It's right here.
Yep, I see it.
I think we'll be able to act on those figures, okay, folks?
Yeah.
You'll still have to pay the penalty like you stated before. Nothing we
Sure.
can do about that, but we can bring it in line with what the value is, the actual value.
And of course, the penalty will be less if the assessment is less. So
Mm-hmm.
that will help you a little bit. So I'm confused. Can you help me? I've got this card here. So I'm assuming he's filed every year except for 2020, and those are the figures there. It's a little confusing because I believe
it
she
is,
adds
because
the
there's-
penalty in, so that it's hard to know what his actual assessment is, isn't it?
Well,
Yeah,
I don't
I-
know. This code 25 on here, Barbara,
Yeah.
where it says code 25 for each year, that's a penalty.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay, so that means he didn't file.
Right.
Yes. Yes.
So all these numbers are in here, but they're all, I mean, the assessor's office essentially just guessed on all these numbers year after year because he wasn't filing to dispute or to give any other numbers.
Was that
So-
true, Mr. Aga? You never have filed a personal property.
That's the problem. I like I said, my accountant should do it for me. I didn't know he didn't. I didn't know.
He thought his
He should do
accountant
it
was doing it.
because every year I get from you guys the declaration form. I send it to him, and I thought he do it, but I
Did he
figured
do
out.
it? Did he do
No.
it the other years?
No.
Okay.
He's-
All right.
Yeah, I guess I didn't make sense. I opened. That's why I figured out the price is going high instead of going lower. That's right. So I'm sorry that he's my account was taken away. He should file every year.
Yeah,
Right.
Mr. Aga,
Yes, sir.
look, you get your property card either at the end of September, early October, and you have to file it by November 1st. Always make sure that you do that every year. Make it your business to do just that.
I will, sir. I will.
Put that in your calendar about that, because like I said, it is due November 1.
Sure.
And if you have a problem filling the card out, go to the assessor. They will help you fill it out, okay, if there is a problem. They will work along with you.
Sure, I will. Thank you.
All right, no problem. Like I said, they're usually very helpful about things like this.
So, do we have enough figures to go on to make a decision, do you think, Eric? All right.
Yes, we do.
Yep. Yep. But you can see year after year exactly how it kept jumping up
Exactly.
and then had the penalty on top of it. So,
And he never got a tax bill for it in all these other years?
Oh, he'd have to. He'd have to have a tax bill. Yes.
Yes.
So you never noticed that, Mr. Aga?
Ma'am,
he had an
so
accountant.
like I said, the accountant should make it for me every year. I didn't figure out. I'm so sorry. I know. It looks
Okay,
like
that's okay. We're here to help you and see if we
Thank
can
you.
take care of whatever we can. But
Is there
we'll
anything else,
fill it
Mr.
out
Aga?
No, thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Very welcome.
Thank you. Have a great night, guys.
You
Take
too
care,
now.
you too.
Thanks.
Nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you, sir. Thank you.
Take care. Bye.
We do have 10
Okay.
minutes here. Can we try to figure out these numbers?
Well, I think if we work with the very back page,
They're all in different order. It's not the back page.
yeah, I know, but we have the very back page.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, this one here. I think we could work with that figure, okay? With the accumulated depreciation and the carrying value of $10,575. I think that's probably what we should hinge the, what do you call it there, the fine on it, the penalty that is.
Okay, so his assessment will go down from 97,780 to 10,575.
Yeah,
Is that your
exactly.
motion?
I just
I would
wish I
say-
knew what all these other codes were. Because that
Well,
seems
hold on
like-
there a sec. Hold on there a second, folks. Now, if you look at the card, this card here, okay, right here, we have a value of $17,540. This is a final assessment total, but I don't think there's any depreciation that's built into it.
Right.
Or yeah, there should be.
Final assessment total.
Because this I hate to say this can get to be a little bit confusing because you have these different figures here
Yeah.
all over the place. Oh my.
Right. Is that
Okay,
their?
what I would suggest us to do, we have the assessor's final assessment total of $17,540, okay? Maybe we should lower it, excuse me. How do you feel, folks feel about lowering it to this particular value of $17,540?
So not his 10,575 one.
No, because this is a current most property card there, okay? And the thing is, what'll happen is that this next time around, you're simply going to have to make the adjustments to all of his equipment properly with the depreciation done properly. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what? I am so confused.
I know
Okay,
because
no, just let me say this. Okay, so on this sheet, the assessor's final assessment total $17,540.
Yeah.
What in the world is this stuff on the front? 111,743. What? 78,220. Where did that come from?
What it is there, what had happened is he did not make the property cards known to the assessor. So what they do is they just keep upping it with the assumption there that this is what the value is or whatever they may have put for a value. So I mean, the thing is, there's really nothing else that they can do because they have no information in front of them.
Yeah.
Now that I have an actual property card, like what we see here with that $17,540, because the rest of the property card that we have here with the declaration on the short form
I mean, I'm looking at this one, the personal property record,
Oh my God.
but I don't know what all these codes mean. So the first one's pretty straightforward. Furniture, fixtures and equipment, right? So 34,300. That's the one I think is
Could you wait one
overly-
second, please? 1 second, please.
Okay. You getting your calculator?
Yes, I am, matter of fact.
I got mine here too.
Okay. So,
I feel like this 34,300 is the one that's elevated because he hasn't been filing. I don't know where these other numbers are coming in or what these codes are. So the 74,000 and change, I have no idea what that's for. Miscellaneous taxable property. The equipment
How are we
one
gonna-
seems, the equipment line seems pretty straightforward because we have the sheet from the assessor saying what the final assessment is, and we have his depreciated sheet. But I don't know what that 74,000 is.
So, Eric, your motion is to,
I haven't made a motion yet.
okay,
Why don't we go on to the next appointment here and then,
okay, and we'll come
Yeah.
back to this? Sure.
yep. This is the one I'm touching.
Okay, so, hi, I'm Barbara Vaughn. Your microphone is muted, so if you can go down to the lower left-hand corner of your screen, and you'll see a little picture of a microphone. If you click on it, then we'll be able to hear you.
Mine's at the top of my screen, but depends on what you're on.
Unfortunately, we do not have a tech person. Oh, I think you
Oh,
got it.
there you
So
go.
We can't unmute you.
Can you hear us, sir?
Yes.
Yeah, this is Eric and
Okay.
Michelle Bachman.
Hi,
Hi, I'm Barbara Vaughn.
Eric
Barbara.
Malenko?
and Shannon Sion.
Okay, we have to swear you in, folks. Do you solemnly swear to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, but so help you God, or upon penalty of perjury?
Yes, I saw.
Yes, we do.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so your form that you sent is really difficult to read, so maybe you can help us out a little bit. It came like this.
Got
I
it.
think it says that you're trying to start a business, but you haven't actually done it yet.
Right.
Correct.
Okay.
So you
and-
registered with the town as a business, though? That's why you're in
Registered
there.
with the state.
No, I
Okay.
did at the town hall too.
So my wife Michelle was attempting to start a business as
Life coach for people on the autism spectrum.
so, and one of the first things we were told was you got to register with the state, you got to pay them. She did that kind of stuff. Never really actually got the business up and running. We're working out of our house, and she never purchased any, computers or equipment or
I don't even have a website. I have no
Yeah.
contact page or anything.
So bottom line is no revenue, no customers, no assets. And so we were kind of surprised to get an assessment for taxes on our assets. At least that's how I interpreted it. And when I contacted your office, they said, file an appeal and we'll see what we can do.
Can I just straighten one thing out? We're not the assessor. We don't work for the assessor. We are an independent board that is elected by people in the town to kind of mediate disputes with the assessor and property owners. That's kind of what we do, right, Eric and Shannon? Yeah.
That's correct.
So,
That's exactly what it is.
Okay.
But
So-
we've had some other people who were sent to us under the impression that we were working for the tax assessor's office and could make changes. So that's not 100% accurate, but that's not your fault. That's just a misinformation that was kind of handed out. So
But this was the only, this was the
Recourse.
only information we were given was to
yep.
to do this procedure.
Yeah,
Okay, so
that's-
they-
you're not the first person.
So you have no personal property to be taxed on.
No,
There's
yeah,
no
correct.
business
property.
income, there's no revenue, there's nothing. It's just
No.
you registered it with the state, and you probably would. You have to pay a $50 fee or something to do that.
I think it was more than that.
Yeah, I
but
think it was more than that.
Okay, but there's no reason that.
I'm sorry, when you first filed, my understanding is that when somebody files a new business in the town of Mansfield, that they fill out essentially a property card right off the bat. Like, what do you have for equipment? Did you fill out something like that at the beginning, saying that you had anything to kind of get your business started? Anything of value at all? Because usually they take that, and then the following year they use that initial number and then go from there. So I'm wondering if you filed anything, or if when you filed as a new business in town, if you said, we have nothing.
You must have moved it.
we can't answer that 100%, but because I'm not even sure we filed anything with the town.
I did whatever you need to do to register a business. That's all I did was register a business.
Okay.
And I don't know that even if they had asked us, what assets do you have? At that point in time, everything we owned was our personal assets.
Right.
Just like iPads you already had and things like that. My assumption is you get taxed on things that you then buy, like we bought a truck to use in the business. That would be the type of asset, or a computer. My impression is this was just a random number, I assume some lowball number that was picked, since we didn't state anything otherwise.
That's probably correct.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. So I think we have everything we need. Do you guys have any questions?
So I don't see a penalty, like you didn't file. So you got the property card and you submitted it, that you had 0, and they said you need to appeal?
No, I don't know that we submitted anything because they didn't know we had.
They don't have any property, so they didn't submit a card.
I understand that, but if
I think I got something either in the email, but I thought at that point I was giving up on the business, that I wasn't going to follow through with it, so I just ignored it. So
Because-
I think maybe that might have been the thing where they wanted me to file something, and maybe I missed that because I ignored it.
That's possible.
just normally if somebody, so yeah, the town would send you out, you need to file by November 1st. And if you don't, then they come up with numbers on their own, but you would also then get a penalty for not filing. And I don't see the penalty on here. That's what I'm confused about. But I hear what you're saying, that you don't have any business property, and shouldn't have had to file.
And I don't have any business income.
Right.
Well, that's irrelevant.
But
Well,
you have a business technically on paper, but I understand you don't have income or assets or equipment or anything like that. So why would you have to file? And my knee-jerk reaction is I agree with you. Normally when we see these after the fact, though, there would be a number that the town came up with for what they think you must have in assets, and then there would be a penalty because you didn't file. So I'm just surprised to not see the penalty. That's all.
I think I did have.
So what's the next steps?
Can I just talk? This is about me. It's my business. I do recall being reminded of something like some anniversary date that I needed to like refile or something, that I still had a business. And I think it was just a matter of like filling out a form and sending it back in. I think I might have done that. So that may be why I don't have any penalties.
I mean, we can make a decision based on what we have. We all hear what you're saying about not having any personal property. So we will make a decision based on that, and then you'll get our decision. And then if you choose to appeal it, which I'm guessing you won't, you would then go from there. But we hear what you're saying. And if you didn't even have, normally, people dispute what equipment they have and the value of the equipment they have. And you're saying we don't have any equipment and we don't have any.
I had to pay a couple $1,000s to get a certification, which is an expense, but it doesn't give me anything.
Right.
It's not like
Right.
it's equipment. It's not like
It's not equipment.
Right. So
Yep.
like this has been just a huge outlay of income and it hasn't produced anything.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like
I hear
giving
you.
up on it.
Okay, folks, if you do get a property card, usually they come at the end of September, early October. They are due back by November 1 to the assessor's office there. So if you start accruing equipment and stuff, that's when you have to file this year. You'll get a card, or you
so
have to
watch
get a
for
card.
it then. Yeah. And I would
Yeah,
say
if you get it, just put 0 on it and send it back in.
Got it?
Or
We're
you
talking
may
about
be
next
able to-
time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
And you may be able to go to the town and almost kind of put it on hold and tell them, as of right now, it's an inactive business. Maybe that's something that they can note in their files.
Okay.
I don't know. They may say, no, you can like completely take it off, and then you would have to refile. I'm totally guessing on this, but they may say that. They may say your options are you either leave it as is, and we're going to send out their card every September, October. You have to send it back by November, even if it's 0. Or they may say you have to just pull your business off as being an active business, and then if you do choose to start it again, you would have to go through that filing again. I would guess those are maybe your options, but you can see if they can kind of suspend it if you're thinking about doing it down the road. It's worth a call.
Thank you.
Okay, anything else?
I'm good.
All right. Thank you very much, folks.
Thank you for having us. Have fun.
Get a
Take
letter
care.
in a few weeks.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to make a motion that we reduce their assessment to 0.
I'll second that.
Oh,
All in favor?
aye.
Aye.
All right. Why does this have to come to us? If they go in and say there's no business, why can't they? Why? Really,
Well, I
Right,
don't know
because
what.
the fact that there's no penalty on there makes me think that they did report they had 0.
But they still made up a
But-
number and sent it in.
Right. But if they
Is that
if they
really
thought- if they thought they filed late then or didn't file, then they would have given them a penalty on top of that number, and they didn't do that. So I think they went in time to say we have nothing, and it didn't get changed in the record, so the tax stayed as is.
Well, you know what I feel, folks, with this situation is they don't want the assessor to look like they're making any deals with the taxpayers. So this is why they send them over here to, get this straightened out there, because that way it doesn't make the assessor, I don't know if you want to say culpable or what have you like that, but here you have it.
So you've been doing this a number of years, Eric. Have you seen stuff like this before?
You see some problems with property cards. They didn't file them, and there's a penalty. But the thing is, not this many. I've never seen so many of these property cards come before. So we have the next one coming on, Todd. Leah.
This is our last one.
Yeah, I know. Another property card too.
Yeah. We still have to figure out this, but then we'll be done. Almost. Yeah, I mean, it seems like they're just pulling numbers out of thin air. I wonder if he's calling in. Maybe he's having issues with the Zoom as well.
Todd, can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Oh, hi,
I can
Todd.
hear you.
Can you see me?
No.
Cannot see you.
I don't know.
There should be a little picture of a video camera somewhere on your screen. If you click on it, then maybe we'll be able to see you. Otherwise,
It's recording. Oh, start video. Hold on.
Yep.
Where's the camera? I just wouldn't turn the camera on too. Let me go.
Yeah, you need camera on for Zoom in order to get it.
I'm a contractor. I'm not a Zoom guy.
None of us are
be a
techie
Zoom
people.
guy.
Oh, I'm gonna try to turn the camera on. You have to choose which apps.
If it's okay as long as we can hear you.
Says camera on this device is on. Huh.
That's okay. We can do it without being able to see you. Can you see us?
I can see you guys.
Okay.
Okay, that's good, but we can't see you.
That's
On.
fine.
But we can hear you. That's enough.
Okay, that's enough. Okay.
Okay, my name's Eric Kolenko.
Barbara
Nice to meet
Vaughn.
you.
I'm Shannon Sion.
Okay, Todd, next thing we have to do you solemnly swear to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God, or upon penalty of perjury?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, so you have a value of, your fair market value of your equipment is $14,900, right?
Correct.
Then the assessor wants to give you a value of $40,510.
Yes.
Did you not fill out your property cards before?
I did. I've been filling it out for 3 years, and it's always been the same until this year. Then it
This
went
one-
from. Go ahead.
It says it was filed late and you got a 25% penalty for not filing by November 1st.
Did it?
That would explain a big part of the jump because
not?
I'm looking at the history and it went from 7,000 last year to 40,000 this year.
I don't think that explains that kind of a jump.
No, I'm not saying it's reasonable. I'm just saying that it does say right here that it says filed late, 25% penalty.
It's very possible that I filed it late. But, 25, I don't mind the 25%.
Right.
Todd,
Okay, so,
400%.
Todd,
Yes.
what you got to do is you got to make your business to file these cards in a timely fashion. They usually come, like I've told everybody else, end of September, early October, and you have to have them in their hands by November 1st. If you have a problem filling them out in any way, ask the assessor for help. They will help you out to get them filed correctly.
Okay.
Then you'll have an idea how to do it. Okay?
appreciate it.
That's what you have to do there. Okay? This is your responsibility. Okay?
Yeah, this was
But like
the
I
first
said-
year that it was late.
Okay, but I'm just saying there, this is what it has to be in by November 1.
Okay.
So,
So I don't know
I'll
how
tell
the
you.
assessment got changed. That's why we're here to see why it went from
Right.
7 to 40.
So I'm looking at this,
Mm-hmm.
and these are your figures for the equipment that you have. $14,900.
And that's being generous. I did all that equipment like that. Skid steer, I bought it 10 years ago. The dump trailer I've had for years. I mean, the skid steer is over 30 years old. Granted, I put a motor and everything in it, so the value is, I just put a $4,000 motor in it. So the value, but it's still a 31-year-old skid steer. Is there
Looking
a
at
break?
the
Is there a
assessor's-
breakdown from the assessor of what she valued everything?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what we're gonna. Did you get a copy of this?
No, it just gave me what it was, the total. It didn't
So
say
you
what
never seen this?
No.
Yeah, so it has Easy Dump 2100, Scout 700,
And the skid steer, there's
steer.
question marks next to it.
Okay.
24,500.
For the skid steer.
Mhm.
Okay, I think that's what the assessor may have put the value on. She may have looked up what the possible book value is because she had no idea what it is.
Okay. It's a 1989 New Holland L553. They're going anywhere online. I looked it up on machinery.com. It's from 3,500 to 5,500 depending on the kind of shape it's in.
Mhm.
Okay, and which one is it on this?
It would be the New Holland
First
skid
one.
steer, the first one, 1980.
Okay.
If I put 86, it's 1989.
All right.
Okay, we'll make that amendment.
So I paid $2,500 for it 10 years ago, and like I said, I put between the motor and tires, I put another $5,000 into it. But it's still, am I going to get my money back out of it? No, it's a 31-year-old skid steer.
Yeah.
But I don't plan on getting rid of it.
Okay, are there other numbers here that we need to?
What did she value the storage container, the 40-foot?
It does have something listed under furniture and fixtures. The assessed value of 1,960. I'm not sure what that's for.
That wouldn't be it. That wouldn't be it. It would fall underneath the equipment.
But the $24,000 for the skid steer wouldn't bring that thing up to $40,000. There's got to be something else that she assessed really high.
Yeah, so I apologize that you didn't get this form, but
Okay.
if you look, hopefully you can read this, but because if I'm looking at it, I can't read it. So it's got the Easy Dump, Scout, I think, and then the skid steer. Of course, there's question marks, so I think they didn't know the value.
Okay, I see it.
Up the values.
So the $2,100 for the Easy Dump is about right. It's in 1995. The Scout,
this one down here, 31,500.
What is that for that?
This says mechanics tools.
Yeah, that's about right. I got about $3,100 worth of tools in the Connex box.
Okay, and then they have the late fee is 8,000, just the late fee.
Well, that's because
that's based on 40,000.
Right, exactly.
But so it'll be 25% of whatever.
Yeah, of $8,100.
But that 8,000 is figured into how they got to the 40,000.
Oh, I see.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they've been adding the penalty onto the assessment. It's very confusing.
Yeah. So
the assessment shouldn't be very far off from last year. It should be about, I mean, I haven't changed this in 3 years, so it should be around the 11,000 mark.
Well,
and then plus the 25% late. I mean, going by what, if you revalue everything, then I'll just pay the 25% penalty. I don't mind that. That's on me.
So is this number that you gave us here, this 14,009, that's reasonable, you think?
I think that's very generous. I could never get that for all this stuff, but I'm just trying I'm trying to be, reasonable. If I tried to sell all that stuff on the open market, it's not worth all that. It is to me.
Okay, is there anything else, Todd, that you want to bring to our attention?
That's it.
Okay, thank you very much.
You have a good night.
And you will be hearing from us.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Ay, 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 ay.
Do we want to start with this one or go back to
Yes,
the other
please. Okay, look, once again, this.
Do you see these notes?
Yes.
So it looks like there's stuff that they thought was omitted previously. So they put them back in. So it wasn't just they increased the value of things that they thought were already in there. They're saying like code 19, which is, let me go back. Code 19 is furniture, fixtures, and equipment.
No, that's mechanics tools there, code 19.
Yeah.
You see down there where it says assessment?
Yeah.
Yes, there. Yeah, that's where it is.
Okay, so they're saying code 19 was not previously reported. So in the past, they're saying that he hadn't reported any tools before. So then they added them back in. So that right off the bat, bumps up from last year because they're saying it was 0 before and it should never have been. And then the other one that they're saying previous value omitted, no explanation, add back in, was for code 16, which is furniture, fixtures, and equipment. So that's the other line item that they put back in. So those two together are 7,000 right there.
Okay, folks. Okay. Look, this has gotten a little bit confusing because, for instance, you have this one figure that he gave us there, this handwritten tabulation of $14,900. Okay. We don't know what the depreciation is on this. Okay. How much it's been depreciated. Okay. What I'd like to do is, I don't know how you folks feel about it right now, is to work with this figure of $9,900. Okay. hopefully, God willing, this fall, he'll be able to take any of these items that he has, that is equipment, tools, storage trailer, and get it correctly depreciated. And what we should do is work with this $14,900 figure, not the figure that we got from the assessor, because basically what she's doing is just taking a estimate on her own part and coming up with a value of $40,510. Okay, so we could work with this one figure. Let them get the figures correct by this fall, and use this for the value of the property, not $40,510.
So your motion
How do you feel about that, folks?
I'm good with that.
Yep.
Okay, can I put that in a motion form?
Yes.
Okay, I make a motion there where we work with this figure of $14,900 there for the total, and then plus whatever the penalty that would apply to this of 25%.
Well, I think if we do the value is what it says here, and I don't know what she valued it at, because she is always adding in the penalty to it. So
yes,
the terms are very confusing. But I'm going to say change value from 40,510 to 14,900, and then she can add in the penalty.
Exactly.
Correct.
The assessor will add the penalty in.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which will bring him up to about 18,000. So.
Yep.
Well, it goes back to one thing there. They really need to, keep up with these property cards properly and put them in a timely fashion as well as accurately with the depreciation. I hope they follow what my recommendation is for them to meet with the assessor prior to filling out these cards there, so it doesn't confuse everybody. Excuse me.
Well, yeah, it sounds like a big part of it is filing on time, and the other big part is that some people have gone to the assessor to try to get explanations and have not gotten explanations.
Yeah.
Those two working together are pretty significant. Those numbers are just out of whack from even last year. It's just hard
Shannon,
to correct that. Yes.
Now you're working still on that letter. I know I saw something. Okay, I mean the thing is there's notes that you should put in about her with a more of a clearer explanation about why these figures that they're coming up with. I think they're figures that they're doing their own estimate on the value because they don't know what the value is. This is what my assumption is, but she needs to clarify that.
You're saying when they're significant increases in
exactly
value.
She needs to clarify that.
Yeah.
She can make an attachment to this clarifying it, especially when it goes to the appeals like this.
Yep.
Because then it'll give us a general idea of what's going on, what's transcribing there. The thing is, we just don't know that until we can sit down with her and let us know about it. It shouldn't be much of a big deal, to be quite honest with you.
Yep.
Okay. So we're done with this particular case?
Yes.
Okay, now we have to go back to, what is that?
Little Aladdin.
Mr. Aga.
August, okay.
And I forget, we were in the middle of discussing and then we stopped, so.
Yeah, I never made a motion. I was just making some clarification there.
Okay.
We were getting close to that.
Okay. So are we going to work with this $32,255?
Yes. Then you have the accumulated depreciation, which brings it down to $10,575. Okay. Right. I would make a motion there that we work with that particular figure of $10,575. Okay.
So do you think that it should be reduced to that?
Yeah.
Okay. And what is the value? 111,000. How did she come up with that?
It's just like I was just working on that assumption before, Barbara, about she's just making an estimate on what the values might be and just keep carrying it over from year to year.
But you would think that just based strictly on a depreciation, unless they got a major, like a restaurant got a state-of-the-art new, kitchen done up, why,
Mhm.
how would the value go up year by
Mhm.
year with used equipment? I don't understand that. And in
Well,
the
like I
past,
said, I'm just working on an assumption that's what she's doing. She's just carrying things over because she herself doesn't know what the figures are. But like I said, it would be a good idea for her to clarify that why.
yeah, if you look back
what they've done.
if you look back in this history here, back in 2016, that same line item, furniture, hold on. So now they have this line item, miscellaneous taxable property, that this year, 74,000. 4 years ago, that number was 16,000. So just that number has jumped up astronomically. I don't understand.
Well, that's probably for the reason why she's just doing an educated guess about, how to do it. There must be a method to what they do to do that increase for some reason or other. Why, I don't know.
Can anybody figure out what the assessor's value was? Is it really $111,743?
That's what the appraised value was.
Yeah.
Well, that's what he writes. We don't get anything from the assessor. This is
right here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I wonder if I'll ever be able to read these things.
But again, that includes this like $74,000 line item, and there's no explanation for what that is. Just seems to be that other line that a lot of other people have, and miscellaneous, $30,000, $40,000, $70,000 line item, and nobody can figure out what it is.
Did we have a second on that emotion there? Did anybody second that motion I made?
Can you repeat the motion, Eric?
That our motion is to go with a value of $10,575 for the carrying value of the equipment and fixtures, whatever it is there.
Okay, but you're not saying change like these specific line items. You're saying the total. You're motioning
thing
to
there.
Change this total.
What I'm doing, Shannon, is I'm just going with the last page, the personal property declaration for Lulu, and go with that particular figure.
Right, but you're saying replace this 111,000 with that, not the individual line items.
Exactly.
I'll second it.
Okay, we got a second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
I can't see any reason, any explanation for him having other properties, so.
Well, it goes back to one thing. We need to have, like I said, better liaison with the assessor about some of these items like that. Not leave us confused like this.
I mean, even this form, the short form of personal property, this far right column is all assessor's office notes.
Exactly.
Even they only came up with 17,000, so I'm not sure where the rest of it comes from. I don't get it.
Beach me, please. I just can't. Like I said, it's a little confusing because you're having all these figures going all over the place like that, and there's no clear explanation to us to work with like that. And I'm not saying to have a scathing letter or anything. It's just that tell us, please give us the logic and the reasoning why we're getting these figures.
Yeah.
Just a clear explanation. Nothing more, nothing less.
Okay.
And
Sorry,
again,
folks.
This is you haven't seen this to this degree.
No.
Ever.
Nope. Never. Like I said, we've had late property cards, and never this many. Maybe at the most 2 or 3 in a year at the most.
But with COVID, I mean, it took months for people to get Christmas cards. So it's not unlike, things truly got lost in the mail this year.
Yep.
And there were people who got things months late. And then there's just COVID in general, which is not an excuse, but it's like, you know, there's a lot of other stuff on people's minds too.
You know, like I said,
I
I would like to differ with you about it. Yes, it has caused a lot of problems. And what's happened is it's trickled down here like this. And it's just unfortunate it's had to come down to this, but this is just how it is. I'm sorry to say. And you know, everybody there, to be quite honest with you, my heart still goes out to them like that, no matter what's happened to them, because it has taken a toll on a lot of people. So this is the end of Eric Holenko's editorial.
Okay, well.
All right, well, folks, thank you very much.
No, we're not done yet. Quite yet. No, this is not a big deal, Eric. The notes that I've written up and sent to you guys, I'm not sending them to anybody until you both have approved them. Yep. So they're going to be redone. Shannon's going to give me some input. Eric, if you want to give me any input on it, I'm fine with it. But I will email them around to you once they get finished. And like I said, I think we should try to get them in by the end of the week if we can.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay, will you have the email in tomorrow for me to look at, for both of us, all three of us to look at?
Well, I'm gonna get some information. I'm gonna draft something to get to Barbara, and then she'll mesh them together. So probably tomorrow.
Shannon and I were talking about this, and we were thinking instead of writing a letter, we can just include them on the notes, the minutes that I'm sending in. So that would just go to the assessor's office. I don't know if who would actually see it, or we could write a address letter. We haven't really made a decision what to do with that.
We can either be more bullet points on some things that kind of repeatedly came up in different appointments on the notes that we had, that Barbara had sent out to us, and then do a formal letter going a little bit more into detail, or we can do it all together on that with our decisions. Do you have a thought as to which would be better, Eric?
Well, I would tend towards that formal letter to the assessor about this, to be honest with you, because it's like, it's very important, because the thing is, we really have to know what we're doing, how to approach these cases like this, because it's gotten very confusing, because you get the people's notes and what they're looking for, and the assessor's notes, these incompleted cards, and other figures that the assessor may put in there, because you don't really see. I mean, granted, you have the assessor's column like that, but you would like to see some sort of initials or something next to it saying, the assessor or something like that. And
I don't know who filled these things out sometimes.
Yeah, that's a problem there. There is a problem there, because, we're just working on assumptions there. And that's not good. That's not good, because I think we really need to have more of a better format to approach this, where we're just left in the dark.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
And I understand that the assessor can't make notes for everybody in every single situation, but when an appeal comes up, I mean, what did we have? 15 to 20 appeals total this month. So, when they get an appeal, it would be helpful for them to go back and say, look at it and say, okay, this is what I anticipate that they're going to dispute, and this is how we got to that number. And then that way we have some information going into it to kind of, and we don't work for either party, the town or the taxpayer. But if the taxpayer is giving us under oath all of their information, and we don't have that really from the tax assessor, we don't have their side of it, or any kind of documentation or explanation from them. And clearly they can't go out to every single business and look at their equipment, whatever, and make a determination by actually looking at this stuff, which I understand. But, once there's an appeal, maybe it would be worthwhile for them to spend a little extra time to give us that information.
That's not asking very much. It's not asking much at all, because to be honest with you, typically in the past, over the years, at this time of the year, it was primarily real estate. Okay, that was primarily what we had. And to be honest with you, this number of cases that we've had so far this year isn't really that extraordinary. I mean, we've had some years of about over 50 some odd cases come before us, okay? And the thing is that this is not really that busy of a year, to say the very least, okay? So, I mean, like, once again, there with the property cards, very unusual. This is a very unusual situation, you know, with this many.
Yep. So
Okay,
a lot of the issues,
So
an
we're
unusual number of issues this particular March had to do with property cards and not with real estate value in and of itself.
Exactly. Okay, anything else, folks?
Nope.
So
No,
I'll be looking for the email to approve the our minutes.
okay, and the letter, right?
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Yes, I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much, folks.
Take
Great
care.
working with you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. All right, so I'll see you next time.
Okay.
Be in touch. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Continue meeting.
Have a good night.
Meeting
Thank you.
adjourned. Meeting adjourned at 7:20 p.m.